JK, you crazy.
Got a tough project we trying to do, and this is probably one of the most scariest things about embroidery. You know, you're gonna get one of these machines, you're gonna need this 8-in-1 hoop set, or you're gonna need all these different types of mighty hoops. And what happens is when you buy these hoops outside of your machine, outside of, you know what I'm saying, you buying extra hoops outside of those hoops that actually come with the machine, different sizes for different reasons, to hit different projects. You need certain, you know, different kinds of hoops, different kinds of mechanisms to embroider on top of shoes, to embroider on teddy bears, to do the, you know what I'm saying, these extra things outside of just some basic left chest logos, shirts, stuff like that. So you buy the mighty hoops, and you got your ricoma got this 8-in-1 hoop set, which I do have. You know, everybody says it's a must, you gotta get it, and you do if you want to do things like hit the sleeve, pants legs, cuff links, inside of pockets. You want to hit certain little areas like that, you probably gonna need the 8-in-1 hoop set. The problem with the 8-in-1 hoop set though is that it does not fit. There's no parameters for it. So this is button on top of your on the machine that says utter, which means the machine is free floating pretty much. The parameters are free floating, and the machine is just trusting you to place this thing where it needs to be so that it can go inside of here and not extend past where it should, like, you know what I'm saying, because it has its limitations. All right, a lot of times if you do have one of these machines, you'll see like a X limiter or a Y limiter, meaning you don't went too far past the parameters. That's as far as the machine can extend out, or that's the farthest the machine can go this way or that way. All right, now the dangerous thing about the 8-in-1 hoop set again is that you don't have those parameters, so it's freestyling. So you have to make sure you line this thing up perfectly. So what we gonna do is we gonna do some applique on a sleeve. Whew, dangerous stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if I look back on it, I definitely wouldn't do applique when I designed this. I shouldn't have did applique, but you know, we out here, and this is just one of those incidents. This is just one of those items on my SD shop that's just, I don't really make a lot of money for the time that it takes to put into it. You don't really make a lot of, you don't want to sell a lot of these. I didn't put this up to sell a lot of these, but I've been in the restaurant business a long time. You have to have T-bones. You got to have some T-bones inside of the restaurant in order to sell the chicken tenders. You see what I'm saying? So you got the T-bones in there, and people are going to be sold on the T-bones. People are going to be sold on the jumbo crab. You know what I'm saying? And the jumbo shrimp. You know, they're going to be in a fried lobster tails. They're going to be, but you really there. You don't make a lot of money off of that. You really there to make the money. You really there to get them in, to make the money off the drinks, to make the money off the chicken tenders, to make the money off the hamburgers, etc. So you have a high price item like this. This hoodie is about $150, $125, $150, something like that. Should have charged about $250, really, to really make, you know what I'm saying, you know, to justify the work that gets put into this, because this garment is probably about 200,000 stitches. 200,000 stitches. And you know, that could sit on that machine maybe well over 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours to get that done. And again, we have this crazy thing about putting this stuff on the sleeve. And so I was very you know what I'm saying, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very ambitious When I came up with this design, I was like, yeah, man, I'm making a hoodie. I'm finna make mine do better than everybody's and da 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 da. So listen, these are some of the things we got. We got the 8-in-1 hoop set. We got the 4x20, 25. I don't know the parameters, but we have the one for the sleeves. If that helps anyone. All right, and then we have this sticky. We got to have sticky adhesive backing. You got to have adhesive backing for this. And we got some adhesive, some spray on adhesive, because we're going to put fabric down for our applique. And listen to this. Listen, we're gonna do a video on this soon too. You know, that's Finny print. That's official Finny print fabric. All right, get your own unique fabric to step your game up, to step your brand up. Y'all worried about trying to put vinyl down? Get you some fabric. Learn how to sew and set yourself apart and set yourself above the rest of the pack. Because everybody gonna say, oh yeah, I do shirts, or they gonna know somebody who do shirts, but they ain't gonna know nobody who got their own fabric. Who got their own fabric, right? Just simple stuff. It's simple stuff. And you don't have to go crazy with this. Like I said, I'm just putting it in the inside. They may not even notice it, but it'll be enough when they do notice. They'll be like, wait a minute, that's that brother's logo. That's his brand right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just little things there to spice things up. But it was just a trial run. I do have footage on me ordering that, and where I got that from, that'll be a video coming up. So that, y'all, again, make sure you like and subscribe. It's been a busy, crazy month. This past month has been very crazy. So what we gonna do? We want to get this. We want to make sure we get this right in the middle. Usually these hoodies already have a good iron on it. You can see that line. You can see that seam right there. And this is even cut. You know, if I was real gangster, I would cut it right there and lay it down flat. But we ain't even finna try to be that gangster. Another issue with this is that, you know, you can stretch that little sleeve part out, but that elastic usually comes back. But see, we're gonna go straight across this thing here. Put that thing about right there and have it going straight across. All right. So with this sticky backing, I don't know if y'all can see me on the other camera. On the sticky backing, we gonna put that like that, and make sure y'all don't be like me. You know what I'm saying? That didn't get the little sticky stuff off. Take the time, get the sticky stuff off. After every use. Alright. Be better than me. You here to be better than me. You're here not to make the mistakes and, you know, put applique on sleeves. You know what I'm saying? You could have just did a regular, because it's already hard enough, but you don't know. So you got to make these mistakes. You got to do certain things. I'm gonna cut this little excess off also. You have to do certain things to figure things out and figure out what works and what don't work. You know, it's one thing to watch the YouTube videos. You know, we go there for the tutorials and all that, but you need to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you and what you have the patience for. Sometimes you're more skillful than the YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to give you the information. Sometimes you'll be a lot more skillful than them, and really they just came to the park a little earlier than you did, and so they just got a little head start. But talent wise, you're more creative than them. You're better than them. You got the zeal up on them. So you know it's certain things that they may run away from that you can do. And, you know, I really didn't expect to sell any more of these, or that many of these, you know, because summer's around the corner. Summer's pretty much here. Well, spring's here, but, you know, you would think this thing over. But, you know, people buying this stuff from all over the U.S. So that's what you want. Just laying that down on top of there like that. Bam, bam, bam. I'm gonna cut them. And when you stick this in the sleeve, the reason you have to do this because you ain't really got nothing inside to hold the sleeve down. So when you stick this inside the sleeve gonna stick to here. And this is what's gonna hold it down because it's gonna stick right here. All right, we're gonna stick this in here. And see, you say you can't see nothing either. This is, you know what I'm saying? Right here, when you go in here, you blind. See, yeah, I could have unhooked this. That's too much. It's too much. So you got to stuff him in there. And you know, somebody may know a better way. I'm just telling you how I know. I ain't really see nobody really school me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to give it to you raw like I got it, you know? Give it to you raw like I got it raw. So that's about it. We want to lay that down, make sure he's straight as possible. And you can hear it a little sticking a little bit. And we just want to lay him down. All right. That's it. That's what we got, y'all. That's what we got. All right. And we got the little metal piece in here. So now we about to go to the 8-in-1 machine. And we about to go into there. And it's a bracket that sits onto the machine. And we're going to stick this sleeve part onto that bracket. All right. So we'll conclude and we'll come back when I got that set up. All right, y'all. From here, we're gonna have to just do like some commentary with it. You seen the first part of the video. I had the other camera set up. The part that you seen was on my phone. I had the other part set up, and then somebody came and reformatted my camera. I use the camera for other things too, outside of embroidery. And the brother who used my camera reformatted. I lost the footage on dealing with, you know what I'm saying, making the sleeve. So all you got was the part shown with the phone. It's a good video, so I didn't want to just toss the whole thing and just redo the whole thing because I really don't like doing that sleeve coat. So every time somebody orders it, even though the hoodie is priced at $150, I think, $150, $125, something like that. But you know, and it don't cost a lot. Far as the hoodie costs, then the hoodie may cost maybe $20, $15 to $20, and the thread gonna cost you what, $2, $1. You know what I'm saying? But the time it takes, and the stress, you know what I'm saying, especially on this part right here. Really, if it didn't have this part, I wouldn't even be tripping. But you know, I just very ambitious, just getting a Lambo, and you want to take it to 200 miles an hour. You want to take it and see what it can do. And this is just part of the learning, you know what I'm saying? Part of the learning. But you got to go through these things. You got to go through it. Very important that you go through these things, that you grow, that you, Shalaki, that you grow from these things. Excuse me. And so it's very important that you do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't run from tough projects. You know, and don't be scared to tell people no, because, and that's another thing. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the other part of the video, and then we're just gonna commentate that. Don't be afraid, man. You know, in the beginning, jobs are gonna be, you know, like, man, can I do that? You're gonna be wondering, can I do? You got to be bold and confident, man. Especially when you get an embroidery machine, like you got some courage. You're not that cowardly lion once you got an embroidery machine. If you get a female that embroiders, she's a very determined she's a very determined person, man. She's a very determined person, and she's not gonna give up easy. If she does embroidery, and that's just for my fellas, it's a little hint for my fellas. If she does embroidery, she does not give up easy, man. She's a tough cookie, and you know what I'm saying, that's just a good characteristic, a good trait to have. All right, so don't run away from certain issues, certain problems, or don't be afraid to take on certain jobs. Just say yes. Just say, you know what I'm saying? You may not even understand how you're gonna undercharge a lot of people in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta pay. For anything, you gotta pay. For school, you gotta pay to learn. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go to school for graphic design. They go to school for HVAC, for plumbing. And some of these things, you know what I'm saying, like the printing and the screen. I'm even seeing people do classes for screen printing and stuff like that. So it costs. it costs. So in the beginning, I just count that as my tuition. My tuition to get my embroidery degree, right? I probably got like a technical degree right now. I don't have a bachelor's, so I'm not. I'm gonna be just frank up front with you. I'm probably not the person when it comes to embroidery. I'm probably not the person that's gonna give you these great breakdowns, um, these great ways to do things. I'm just gonna show you just how I get it done, and we can grow together. You know what I'm saying? We can grow together. But let's go ahead and go to this commentary of this thing, so you see me putting this, putting putting the sleeve, attaching the sleeve onto the 8-in-1 hoop set. The 8-in-1 hoop set comes with this little bracket. I'm gonna attach the sleeve to it. You're gonna see me trying to measure it like I know what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna do a trace, which is gonna show me where that stitching will hit at the outer parts of that stitching to make sure that it doesn't hit that bracket, because if that hits that bracket, that machine will shut down. You will break the needle, the machine will shut down. It'll be like if somebody unplugged a robot or something. It just and it's gonna scare the mess out you. All right, and I know it because I've done it a couple times, and it's very dangerous. It can harm the machine when you do that, when you keep doing that. But that is part of the process. You are gonna do it. All right, I'm pretty sure it's not an embroiderer that ain't gonna tell you that they haven't hit the frame by trying to fit something in there that really couldn't fit. And in this part, you blind. You kind of blind, so you kind of gotta feel where that thing is gonna hit. So let's go ahead and go into that. I don't want to talk y'all head off. So again, you see me up there measuring it, thinking like I know what I'm doing. All right, and we're doing applique. So what we gonna be doing is we're gonna be, if you don't know anything about applique, we sitting a layer of fabric down, and then we're gonna stitch. We're gonna do an outline stitch on top of the fabric, and then we're gonna cut that outline stitch out, and then continue the process and let it put the stitching on top of the fabric like that. So it's like you sitting it down, you cutting it out. If you watch my video, the mixed media video, you kind of familiar with what I'm talking about. All right, so right here I'm about to do a trace. You see me holding the bottom of it because it's only so far that thing could go with that hoop inside of that sleeve. All right, so I'm holding it to make sure that it doesn't get caught on anything and it can move freely. You have to watch this. This little process right here. You're gonna have to sit down and watch this stitch out. It's a lot of projects. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a big piece on the back that's probably 130,000 stitches. So you see me now, I'm stitching. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't lay the fabric down. Dummy. And see, you make mistakes, man. And see, that's what I'm saying. We're going to keep it raw. We ain't going to edit it out. Look, I made a dumb mistake. I sat here and I started embroidering before I even put the applique fabric down. Did it again. And then I realized, like, wait a minute. I got to put this fabric down. So I put the fabric down, of course, signature fabric. And I think I do have the video on me purchasing this fabric and doing a review. I got the fabric from Spoonflower. It's a place where you can get your own fabric with your own logo, on it. Or whatever you want to put on it. And so now you see me cutting it out. And I stitched out a little bit. I'm trying to cut it out, trying to get it together, y'all. And it's a process, man. It's a process. And really, you really should just take it off. You know what I'm saying? But just so dangerous, and you have to you don't want to have to mess around and you pull it off too much and you yank it too hard, and you shift the machine over, and then you'll have to readjust and try to find that spot, and that's almost impossible. But when you're really determined, you'll do it. That's the thing about embroidery. Embroidery is very scary, man. All right, you think about buying an embroidery machine, man. You need to talk to some people, man. You need to talk to some embroiderers. If you don't have a lot of patience, it's not for you, man, because you've been jumped out a window, man. It'll have you crying, man. I've seen a lot of women crying. Go inside of these groups. Go inside of some of these, like this Ricoma Connect group. Go inside of the embroidery mastery group. Man, people selling machines left and right because they get frustrated to the point where they don't really know what they're doing. And they can talk about that little class that they do. See, seems like I got pretty much everything cut out right here. Let that thing run back through. And so yeah, it's a process, man. It's a process. Trust me, y'all. It's a process. Me trying to get this thing together, cutting it out, getting pieces in there. It's a process. I think I had a few thread breaks within the process. See, that's me rethreading it right there. But um, yeah, go inside of some of these groups, man, and look at what these people are dealing with. Look at what they're talking about. Look at some of their gripes and grimes, and understand this too. Don't go too crazy on the groups because on the negativity, because that's usually what they come for to the group to do. A lot of times people aren't showing their great products and how lovely and how great their machine work. Usually you come there to to complain or to try to find some help on a certain situation. So all the help that I needed, I got out of these certain groups. So don't let that, oh man, they got all this bad news, because usually that's what they go there for. People usually go to those groups to vent, but in that venting, you can learn from their mistakes, learn from their pride, from their for whatever solution that they received, and whatever corrected their machine probably will correct yours, because all these machines pretty much run the same. But you really need to have some determination to run one of these machines, because like I say, when you see them brothers complaining about DTG, man, it's too much maintenance. You ain't had no embroidery machine, man. You ain't had no embroidery machine, so that's just light maintenance. Look at me cutting it up. The thread broke on me again. But anyway, ain't gonna hold y'all up. Show y'all the finished product, what happened, and then we'll get up out of this thing until we see you again next video. And understand, we're gonna be back at you. We're gonna be back at you real swiftly. I got a lot of new projects, a lot of things that came into the mail. I got some mighty hoops coming in. I got some of the infamous black powder for the DTF coming in, and some new DTF paper that they say is supposed to be better with the colors. It's not as clean as I would like it. I'm still gonna clean up some of the little frizzle and burn some of that off, but it's on there.